Myles Garrett has asked for a trade. I will let you know if we can actually salvage this move. We'll see if we can salvage the relationship. Maybe Myles will come back. I'll let you know what the chances are coming up here at the end of this video. But here's what the lessons need to be learned by Browns fans in the Browns community in general. See, I talk about Project Stockpile a lot, and one of the things that I've learned when I've been around sports and I've been watching sports and just around different people and around winners, the one thing I can admire about the Kansas City Chiefs, and me and Darren Smith talk about it. He covers the Chiefs, been on UCSS before. Is the Kansas City Chiefs do 2 to 3 things that nobody else does. When they feel like they got enough pieces, they go get one more. When they feel like they're the fastest team in the league, they go get some more speed. You know, they had Hollywood Brown, and they said, "Oh, we're gonna get Worthy from out of Texas." They still keep swinging at receivers. They had Sky Moore the other couple of years ago. That they took him, didn't seem to be doing anything. They bring back guys all the time. Juju Smith-Schuster, they bring him back. DeAndre Hopkins, they throw him in the mix. They already got Rashee Rice. They got those guys. They got Kelsey's. They got Gray. They got Pacheco, but they say, let me get Kareem Hunt to see what he's going to do. We'll dust Kareem Hunt off, bring him back into the fold. And the Kansas City Chiefs is innovative. So they're always going to look to get that edge. They're always going to be pushing the envelope. And while you think you standing pat, they are getting better, and they're doing what they need to do to stay innovative. For the Cleveland Browns, we're the exact opposite. Instead of doing what you needed to do at all costs to find another running mate with Myles Garrett, which is another sore subject of his, specifically talking about not having a running mate with him. We've been doing it way back. Emmanuel Ogbah, Olivier Vernon, Jadeveon Clowney. We've been talking about Alex Wright, Obo Akarako. They've been trying to never find a running mate to go with them. Getting double and triple team. But the thing that we got to understand with the Cleveland Browns is this. For every time you see the Cleveland Browns fix one area, they never go all in. They never do. I remember people saying 2 years ago, we don't want DeAndre Hopkins because we got Donovan Peoples-Jones. What? What are you talking about, man? I heard people say, "Oh no, we don't." Derrick Henry, Derrick Henry's washed. Anytime you bring up somebody to bring in our fan base where we're from, we find a reason we don't need that person. Oh, we don't need that person. We're good right over here. And what you got to learn from that is the great players on your team, the truly high-level guys on your team, they're looking, watching, and jotting notes down. They understand fully when they go to battle with somebody that they're going to a gunfight with a butter knife. They understand when you look at the Cleveland Browns roster that they've been slow and plodding and haven't been anything special at the skill positions for years. You think they don't know this? When they watch games on Sunday, they look at other teams and say, man, I imagine myself being over there. And it's just not Myles Garrett. I mentioned it earlier. Look at the players who leave and look what they say about where they left. Kareem Hunt, not happy where he was here. Odell Beckham, not happy. Jarvis Landry, not happy. Zadarius Smith, not happy. Jadeveon Clowney, not happy. We can keep going. Heck, Juan Thornhill don't seem too excited. Come on. David Njoku at one point in time wasn't excited. So it's just not one person. It's just not Myles Garrett. And this doesn't happen in 1 year. This is a series of things that happen over time. And understand and watch this. When Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry got here, they had Nick Chubb, a young Nick Chubb in his prime. They had Kareem Hunt in his prime. They had Jarvis and Odell Beckham. They had David Njoku, a young athletic Njoku. They had Myles Garrett. They had a top 5 offensive line. They had Denzel Ward on the corner. And a plethora of picks and cap space. Ask yourself, What do the Cleveland Browns have left today? What did they do with said assets and picks? They got rid of Baker Mayfield. At the time, a lot of people thought that Baker wasn't good enough to get you to a Super Bowl. But here's the thing. That may be true, but he sure started for 4,000 yards the last couple of years. So I can't take that away from him. And you were on the watch when that happened. Nick Chubb is no longer in his prime. He done had 2 more surgeries. Well, who knows what you're going to get from him, right? You had Amari Cooper. You had a good year for him, and then you got most out of him and shipped him off. But Odell left and got a championship ring. Jarvis left after that. All of these pieces and parts that you had, all of these things that had you trending upwards as a team that people thought could compete. Now all you got is Myles Garrett, and he want to be gone. He want to be out of here. And all you sit here left with is a general manager and Kevin Stefanski Coach of the Year trophies. And for a lot of people, that's cool because a lot of people give him another chance. Give him another chance. Well, listen, giving him another chance might have just lost you, Myles Garrett. Because to be honest with you, whatever game plan that they got, it wasn't too impressive for him to be like, I'm going to stick around for this. You missed too many on draft picks. This is the Siaki Ikas of the world, the Tommy Togiais of the world, the David Bells, the Anthony Schwartz. When you're a guy of Myles Garrett caliber, you're not trying to sit around here and watch these guys. No, it don't work that way. But here, where we are in Browns country, we're so conservative. We're so adverse to change that at least we can hold on to our general manager and coach. Last time I checked, they don't play. They don't snap the ball. They don't score touchdowns. They don't do anything. It is easier to get you 2 of them than a Hall of Fame pass rusher. That's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Might be the greatest of all time. And the thing that we can learn as fans in the Browns community is this. Sometimes you got to have a standard and you got to hold them to it. Our standard can no longer be best since 1999. We need to throw that crap away because no one cares and is going to give you a pity party except for us. Instead of their standard being since 1999, it should be since yesterday. Because every single day you got an opportunity to win or lose. I am tired of seeing the Washington Commanders of the world and the Denver Broncos in the world be in the same exact position as you, draft in the top 5 or top 10, and guess what? Go to the playoffs. But that can't be done here. You know why? Because we swing and miss on draft picks and we don't draft and develop people. The only thing that you have to do is to make sure that you're scouting the best people and to get the right people. And the next thing you got to do as a coach is to develop, put them in the right position to make plays. If you can't do that, then why are you here? I can't live off. We don't get wins for your Ivy League degrees. We don't get any wins from you having Coach of the Years and nice beards and talking really good. We don't get anything from that. And so losses have consequences just like elections do. The Cleveland Browns elected to keep Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry. And what they put on tape last year was 3-14. That has consequences. Those consequences are Myles Garrett doesn't want to be here anymore. Those consequences are the fan base is fed up. Those consequences are you get the 2nd overall pick. But you know what? You can actually make things work for you with the 2nd overall pick. But you actually have to take into consideration what you need and what you have to have. And that is a quarterback. If you guys want to sit here and talk yourself out of quarterback and talk yourself into some ancillary position, tight ends or all the D tackles you want, you're going to be right here again next year, drafted in the same position because you didn't get what you needed to come to get, and that's a quarterback. You can let these people talk you into, this isn't a great class, this guy isn't good, this guy isn't good. Y'all can let that group think happen to y'all. But I'm going to tell you like this. If you start off slow, you're out of here. And people's patience is about this much shorter because you lost a generational pass rusher. Now, could you talk Myles Garrett to coming back into the fold? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe, maybe not. I'm 75% that he's out of here. From what I've heard, from what the people inside, what close to him say, and they've been saying there long enough, I think it's 75%. Could you write him a check with a bunch of zeros to bring him back into the fold? Maybe. But here's the problem. At the end of the day, when you're already rich and you look back at your legacy and they say who's the best pass rushers in the game ever to do it, there's levels to it. The Reggie Whites have a ring. The Aaron Donalds have a ring. Come on now. Those guys have a ring. Von Miller has a ring. We can keep going. Those guys, the Lawrence Taylors have rings. Warren Sapp has a ring. So if you want to be mentioned in that same level, you got to have a ring. You got to be. And trust me, this is what we do. Don't sit here and say, oh, well, he'll be good. Well, no, we judge people by whether they win or lose. And we judge them along with those accolades. Look at the Jordan conversation. LeBron got Jordan beat in everything. Points, rebounds, assists, games played, all of that. He just got him beat. But the thing that they mentioned with Jordan, 9 times out of 10 is this: 6 for 6, 6 rings has to be the greatest. So, fellas, don't lie to yourself and tell you like, oh, he could stay here and not win it. No, they're going to use that against him. And by the way, as we get up out of here, I know this hurts for Browns fans. Hey, think about how bad it hurt me. I knew this 3 years ago. So I was rooting extra hard for them to win games for 3 years because I knew this was coming. But just keep it a buck. Next time, when we get in this situation, I want you to have the fierce urgency of today. I want you to get as many picks, as many players, as many athletes, as many as you can, and hopefully it puts you in contention to win a championship, because that's what it's about. It's about winning championships, not about being the best since 1999. With that being said, if you want a fresh cut on sports, you come to the barbershop. It's the right place. I keep the clippers on me, and I get the freshest takes in the game. Let me know what you think at the bottom. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Hit that like button, and make sure you continue to watch the Ultimate Browns.